Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today we're celebrating this channel getting to 5,500 subscribers. You guys are crazy. I literally posted the Percy Jackson video Monday afternoon and then 6 days later I have over 500 new subscribers. That might not seem like much, but it's incredible for this channel. So by the time this video comes out, we might just be celebrating hitting 6,000 subscribers. But for now, let's focus on 5,500 and let's just do a fun Q&A. Also, my computer just died, so I have no clue how I'm gonna edit this, but let's go. First question, what do you think of the actor who was chosen for Percy? I am very happy. What can I say? I think it's interesting that Rick Riordan has done a whole vlog talking about how it's not important for him for Percy to have green eyes or black hair. He doesn't know and he doesn't care if they're gonna change that for the TV show, and he thinks that what's important to him as a creator is that they have the right voices and the right personality, not the right look. So he doesn't care about skin tone, skin color, hair color, eye color, build, or anything like that. Only the ages. And that makes me think that some of the announcements that we might be getting for the next cast are going to be people of color, which is very exciting. And I'm feeling that we might not get a white Annabeth. Do you have any preferences for Grover and Annabeth? Not really. I don't want to have anyone in mind, so I'm as open-minded as possible when we get the casting. What is your favorite love novel? My favorite contemporary romance, I think, is Red, White, and Royal Blue. What is your fatal flaw? I think I share fatal flaws with Annabeth. I think it's excessive pride. Not even gonna try to pronounce that in English. Hubris. It's hubris, right? It's hummus. If you were to go on a trip, who would you choose as a companion? Honestly, I think Annabeth would be a very good companion because I don't like planning for trips, but I like my trips being planned, and I think Annabeth would really enjoy taking care of that. Which character in a book looks like you the most? Honestly, look at me. I am a white woman who has brown eyes and brown hair that is straight. I probably look like most characters, you know, even if they're not the protagonist, like any background character could fit my characteristics in YA books from like the 2010s. They probably have green or blue eyes because they're not like other girls, but I feel like I'm very basic, so there's a lot. This girl right here from Heavy Vinyl, if you read this, she looks exactly like me. Not right now, but when I have a ponytail on, we are the same person. We are one and the same. How do you speak English so well? Love from Italy. Well, love from Spain. I speak English so well, thank you very much, because I lived for 4 years in England. The first year we lived there, I was in 3rd grade, and then the next time we went to England, it was for 3 years, and it was 8th through 10th grade. And I went to an American school in England, which is why my accent is not British, unfortunately. If you could be an author of any book or books in real life, who would you choose to be and why? I don't think I want to be any existing author. I mean, it would be cool if I was the author of the Harry Potter books and I, you know, made them better and I was a better author and person in general, but I want to be known for writing my own books, you know, not for just taking over someone else's life. What is the book that started your booktube journey? I want to say it wasn't Percy Jackson, but it actually was. If you go back, my first video out of the 170 videos that I have as of right now, what was it called? It's a Percy Jackson video right after Rick Riordan announced that Disney Plus was making a Percy Jackson TV show. It's very cringy, it's very badly made, and it's just me filming a PowerPoint that I created about Percy Jackson and how the actor should look. I don't stand by that anymore, obviously, and it's a voiceover of me. So please, you don't have to watch that, but I'll link it up there, but don't watch that. Do you think you will ever try any other types of content? I really love watching people react to TV show episodes or movies, and I really have always wanted to do a video of me reacting to the first and second Percy Jackson movies. Reacting to video content is really something I really enjoy. You've seen that with me reacting to trailers, And I think we could take that to the next level, but I don't think my channel or I am ready for that yet. But that's something I really want to do. If you could meet anyone famous, who would you pick? That's very easy. Do you see this shrine? This is only half of it. There's more up there. I am in love with the K-pop group 17 and I really want to meet them. If it's someone that I want to have a conversation with, then I would pick either Tom Holland or Zendaya. Oh, Taylor Swift, obviously. And you know, Rick Riordan would be cool as well, but I don't know if I want to meet authors to talk to them. I want to meet them so they can sign my things, but I don't want to be let down by them and I don't want to let them down. Does that make sense? If you were to write a Riordan verse fanfic, what would it be like? Would it surprise you if I told you that I had already kind of written one? And I read it on this channel aloud. I am very into having fanfic scenarios in my mind and not writing them, so I self-insert myself into a universe and I create these stories and I interact with the characters and all that. And I had a really interesting phase in my life where I did that with Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus. And it was around the time that I was extremely obsessed with Leo, and obviously I loved Percy more, but Percy was taken. By the time I had this self-insert in my mind, Leo was a single Pringle. So what I did was I imagined myself being Percy's sister, you know, a daughter of Poseidon. How could that happen? I had a solution to that problem, but I don't remember it. We were falling in love, and this is important to the story. We were falling in love and someone cursed Leo and I to become our elements. So I became a person made out of water and he became a person made out of fire, and we tried to kiss and he turned into stone. And I don't remember anything else, and I'm happy not remembering anything besides that, because honestly I cringe just thinking about that. Also, how wrong was I? If you were to write a book, what genre would you choose? I actually have already written 2.5 books. The first book I wrote was NaNoWriMo in April, and it follows a group of 6 friends who lose the teacher that brought them all together, and they go on one final trip before graduation. They haven't really spoken much that year, and they reconnect. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt that their teacher leaves them, and it's about making friends, losing friends, and grief, and a very fun time. And then I wrote another one. It's about 4 friends who are in college and they have a falling out, and it's a story written from each of their perspectives. And I actually have 4 videos about this because I did this while on my channel, so that's all documented. And the other one, it's about a group of 6 teenagers who go to a school for superheroes. I hope that answers that question. Oh, this is my favorite question. Who is your 17 bias? Obviously DK, the one I'd like to meet, and then Mingyu is my second bias. Favorite S17 album, that definitely has to be Teenage. I am in love with it, and if not, Going 17. And then I think Ataka might be my third favorite. It's so good. Do you watch Goose? So that's Going 17 weekly episodes that they put out. I live and breathe Going 17. Every Wednesday is my favorite day of the week. And do I have a favorite episode? I don't know. Whenever they do the Mafia episodes, they're so funny. So maybe those, but I do love when they go on a 3-day retreat and they just have fun. If you were going to try out for the Percy Jackson TV show and you would most likely get the part, who would it be? I am a 23-year-old Spanish woman. So I don't think there are many parts that could be good for me. I've always said that I'm open. If Rick wants to hire me as like a background character, I will be anyone. I probably am most suited to being like a mean teacher to Percy, like a background character, a mortal who doesn't know what's going on. I can play a panicked mortal, or maybe a monster, but I'm not made to be on TV, so no thank you. Do you think Luke deserved Elysium? Absolutely not. Immediately no. Immediately no. Do I think he was a terrible person? Yes. Do I think he is a hero? Not anymore. I don't think he deserved Tartarus, but I think he deserved the fields of Asphodel? The fields of... You know, the fields. He deserved the fields. Do you prefer anime or manga? I prefer manga when I have the physical volumes in my hand. I just really like reading physical manga. Online, it's fine. Anime is also fun, but I like reading more than watching TV, so I think that's why. But I enjoy both of them, and if I really enjoy a manga, I watch the anime, and if I really enjoy the anime, I read the manga. Like, you understand, you get it. How excited are you for the Solangelo book? Extremely excited. I have not forgotten that it exists. A video coming sometime soon. I don't know, when I have a computer again. I'm very excited. I made a whole video about the announcement, and I'll make a theory video about it eventually. Could you possibly read the series All for the Game, Nora Sokabik? Is that the one about the lacrosse players? Because if it is, it's on my list. I've been thinking about reading it, but I don't know. I might read it. I'll let you know. And if you follow me on my Goodreads, the link to my account is down below. You'll be able to see what I'm reading. So go follow me on Goodreads. Now it's a good time as any as to plug my Instagram account. So follow me at _unclaimed_demigod_. Okay, got it. Follow me there. Do you listen to Olivia Rodrigo? If yes, what are some of your favorite songs? Yes, I listen to Olivia Rodrigo. I watched High School Musical, the series, ironically, and when the album came out, I wanted to see if it was any good, and oh my god, I was not expecting it to be full of bangers. I am in love with Brutal, it's probably my favorite, and Jealousy, Good For You is honestly such a banger as well. And I didn't like Driver's License. At the height of its popularity, I didn't get the hype, but now, oh my god, I get the hype. Opinions on Taylor Swift. She is a goddess. She is probably one of the best songwriters of our generation. I was never like a super fan of hers. I enjoyed her music, and my sister was a super fan, so I listened to a lot of her music, but then I hated Reputation when it came out, and when Lover came out, I was like, I'm gonna give this girl a chance again. And it's my favorite album, not because they're my favorite songs, but because it made me fall in love with her and re-listen to all of her music. I really like it. Which Riordanverse character do you think would do great in the Grishaverse? It had to be one of the most resourceful characters, and also someone who's not afraid of getting their hands dirty, which makes me think of Alex Fierro. Honestly, maybe Annabeth as well. It needs to be someone who can be cutthroat. I don't think Percy would do very well in there. Favorite non-Riordanverse ship? Styles and Lydia have always been like very near and dear to my heart. Oh, obviously Kirishima and Bakugo from My Hero Academia. I'm not proud of that, but I love them. They're my current favorite ship. And also Clans. I'm definitely not proud of that one. Have you read Arusha? If yes, what did you think of it? I did read it when it came out, I believe. I have it on my other shelf, but it just wasn't for me. I enjoyed it, but it felt too young for me. The only middle school books that I enjoy are these 5, I think. How would you make a demigod original character? Honestly, you know, I said before, Daughter of Poseidon. I also had a different one in order to not be as related to Percy and in order for my story to make sense. I imagined that I was the daughter of Poseidon who'd had me with Oceanus. That sounds wrong, but you know, the ocean titan? So, I did have water powers and I was a descendant of Poseidon, but not like super directly. And in that world, how did I come to be? Well, I was created before they, formed this pact between the big 3 gods, and then I stayed at the Lotus Casino, and then after that happened and there was no pact anymore, the Poseidon came to find me and took me to camp. It's embarrassing just to say it out loud. What is your favorite non-canon Riordanverse ship? I probably had a very good answer for this a couple of years ago, but I don't know. I love the idea of Reina and Talia having a non-romantic, non-sexual relationship, so just like platonic soulmates. I think that's really cool. I obviously love the idea that Clarice and Selena might have gone out at some point. I think that's also very interesting. What do you prefer, Ginny Weasley or Clarice LaRue? Don't come for me, but Ginny Weasley. I think there's no way to compare them because Ginny Weasley, even though she's a secondary character, relatively, in comparison to Clarice, she's the main character. There's no way to compare them because Ginny is there for 6 books and she gets more fleshed out. There's no way to compare them. And she's so cool in the books. If a bear broke into your house and spoke perfect English to you, what would you do? I would be very confused. First of all, there's no bears in Madrid. We do have them in the north of Spain, but it'd be hard to get to my house from there. Second of all, why the hell does this bear speak English? That's what I would be most confused about. Because if it spoke Spanish, then at least that makes sense. But English? How do you feel about King Chronicles and Magnus Chase? I enjoyed King Chronicles, it was never my favorite, and I really enjoyed Magnus Chase, except the 3rd book, it was okay. Do you agree Percy's the most powerful character in the whole Rick Riordan universe? I agree. I kind of wish he wasn't, but Rick made him so. If you met your older you, what would you do and what would you ask her? First of all, I'd ask her if we ever stop having acne. Just priorities. And I'd ask her if I managed to finish grad school alive and with, passing grades. I'd also ask her to, send me the finished thesis so I don't have to do anything. And if this whole YouTube thing works out, or if I have an actual career as an interpreter. How many books have you read? I don't know. During elementary school, I read Geronimo Stilton, and then I changed schools and none of my new friends read, so I stopped reading. And then when I was in England, my friend McKenna read and my friend Brooke read as well, so I read just to know what they were talking about. But I wasn't really a reader until I came back to Spain and I didn't have any friends, so I was like, I'm gonna read a lot. So I've read all of these and all of those. About 1,000 books maybe? I don't know. When the Percy Jackson in the Olympian series comes out, will you do like a reaction video to the first episode? I want to, but I don't know if I have the technology to do that. But it's something that I'm really interested in. So maybe. We still have time, so don't worry, we have time to think about it. Book recommendations for 12-year-olds. That's interesting. So maybe I'll just tell you what I was reading as a 12-year-old. I read the Hunger Games trilogy, really enjoyed it. Every book that John Green had written up to that point. I didn't like most of them, but I did like The Fault in Our Stars, and obviously Percy Jackson. I just reread The Hunger Games and Percy Jackson on loop. If Rick gave you full control of the original Percy Jackson the Olympian series, what would you do? You can remove characters as well. I think maybe I'd make it longer so we can study the characters more in depth and have some characters interact with characters that they haven't got the chance to interact with. What would you say to your 10-year-old self now? I don't think 10-year-old me had any expectations, honestly. She just wanted to be a math teacher because math was the only thing she was good at. What's it like for you with handling your own life, school, and YouTube? Very stressful. Especially now that my computer's dead. It's fine. At what age did you start reading? So I would say 9th grade was really when it picked up, and then 10th grade I met a new friend who was also like an avid reader, and she introduced me to the world of the mortal instruments, and then everything just catapulted from there. A year later, I was alone, no friends, and I found BookTube, and then I bought so many books. What's the story of how you first discovered Percy Jackson? So, setting the scene. I was in 9th grade. I had started reading a bit. I was in love with Hunger Games, so I was on DeviantArt, and I was looking at Birch Bug's drawings of the Hunger Games. She also had very cool drawings of Harry Potter. And I came across this one drawing, and I fell in love with it. Yes, it's Percival falling into Tartarus. So I was kind of spoiled before I even knew what this was. I asked my sister and the books were right there. They were right there in the room next to mine. So I picked the first one up, and this was during exams week. And I'm pretty sure I read every single book in like 1 or 2 days. And then the last one, I explicitly remember going back to Spain for the holidays and reading it while we were celebrating Christmas with my family. And I remember those 2 pages where Percy confesses his love to Annabeth. I remember from when that scene starts to when they fall into the lake, I had memorized everything. So if you ever wonder if I truly like Percy Jackson, yes, I am one of you, and I am one of the worst. What is your favorite prophecy in Percy Jackson and the Olympians? It definitely has to be a half-blood of the eldest dogs shall reach 16 against all odds. And for Heroes of Olympus, it's obviously 7 half-bloods shall answer the call to storm or fire, the wall must fall, an oath to keep with the final breath, and foes bear arms to the doors of death. It's been 10 years, still remember that. I don't remember important things for school, but you know, I got that prophecy in my brain forever. Who is your favorite Greek god or goddess? You know, at this point, probably Apollo and Artemis. If Percy and Annabeth weren't a couple, who would you ship Percy with? I don't think I would ship Percy with anyone. Maybe Grover? Maybe Beckendorf? Not Nico, because he felt like a little brother to Percy at the beginning, so I'm not personally a Nico fan. Perico, I don't remember. If given more time to develop, I might have shipped Percy and Reyna. Also maybe Percy and Talia. I really like Percabeth's ship dynamic. That's the ship dynamic that I most gravitate towards. So, can you talk about the King Chronicles on Netflix coming soon? I am going to talk about it as soon as we get news about it, because we don't know anything. We know it's coming, but that's it. As soon as we have news, I'll make a video about it. Favorite Shadowhunter book? Like I remember any of it. I remember when I first read it, my least favorite trilogy was the Clockwork trilogy, and that's everyone's favorite, so I'm a very contrary person. But I think my favorites would have to be either the trilogy that's coming out now or the one that came just before it. I think maybe the one that's coming out now. I'm really enjoying the drama. Were you born in England? No, darling, no. As you can clearly tell from that horrible accent. I was actually not even born in Madrid. I was born in Murcia, and you probably have no freaking clue where that is. Look it up. And that's it. Those are your questions. Thank you so much to you guys for leaving them. Please leave a like if you like this video. Comment down below if I answered your question, and if you have any more questions, I'll try to answer them in the comments as well. And subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos every single week on this channel, mostly on Fridays, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!